on the count of three, I'm going to say, just go ahead and just say your name and where you're calling from so we can get that. 1, 2, 3.
Kimberly
Edmonton.
from Edmonton.
Awesome.
That's cool.
I just muted the line so that it would be a little bit quiet, but then I'll open it up just now for some questions and all that good stuff. So if you don't know me by now, I'm Ryan Gunnis, founder of MLM Recruit on Demand, and you know, a lot of people commented on some of the last call that we did and whatnot, and people seemed like they wanted to do some more calls. So I'm toying around with the idea of putting together a schedule of calls. So if you like this, feel free to put in a support ticket and say, hey, we like the calls, or we don't like it, or whatever feedback. I'm all about getting feedback. So to start off the call here, the format of this call, on this line, there were people that invited people that don't even know what MLM Recruit on Demand is. So I'm just going to take a quick minute and just cover what that is. I'm going to open up the lines for comments and success stories. Then I'll open up the lines for anybody that have open questions, anything. Then we'll take some more comments and success stories and everything. Then I'm going to cover a little trick that teaches the script. So a lot of people tell us that they love our training and they love the script and everything, but when we drill down, we realize they're not making any calls and they don't really know the script well. So I'm going to teach a little trick on how you can actually learn the script, and this is how I learned my very first script more than 15 years ago, and I'll share that, okay, and that's pretty much the call, okay? So I don't have a big agenda. So for the people that's on the line that don't know what MLM Recruit on Demand is, here's my little 30-second version. Basically, MLM Recruit on Demand is a very simple site that allows you to come in and get access to great training and a simple strategy on how you can recruit experienced network marketers for growing your network marketing business. So you have all the tools, the training, the leads, okay, and a simple way to manage the whole process. And that's really what it is. And then we also show you how to really build a relationship with your existing team by providing them this kind of coaching and training that we offer, and bridge the gap to build relationships with people that may not be recruitable for your primary business at the moment. Because the truth is, some of the best quality people that you're going to recruit are going to be involved in other things already, and they're not going to be recruitable when you first initially meet them. So if you don't have a strategy to build a relationship with them, then when they become recruitable, the person that has a better relationship with them will recruit them. So if you ever wanted to know what's the secret, when you're in your business and you see somebody on another team, you just go recruit some superstar, and in a couple of weeks their business got thousands of people, and you're like, how did they do that? Well, that's how they did that. They have a relationship with those kind of people, and statistics show that there's going to be a percentage of people that will be part of the migration factor, that have something's going to change in their life and they have to migrate to a new company. And that could be a company going out of business. That could be something that happened in their life and they had to move to another state, or many different things. Okay, so that's pretty much MLM Recruit on Demand. I like the fact that it's not very complicated. It's very easy to explain, and people get it. All right, so if you're new and you haven't looked at our site, get back in touch with the person that invited you, so you can kind of get more familiar with what we have. So now I'm going to open up the lines for people that may want to share some some success stories, and I'm going to do this Q&A session here. So if you want to share something, all you do is press *6, and it'll put you into a little queue here, and then I can call on you, and then you can go ahead and share your comment, any feedback, success story, a team member signing up somebody, or sign up that you just got, or whatever you want to share. I would love to to hear that. So if you want to share something, go ahead and hit *6, and that should put you into the little queue here, so I can call you. Go ahead and do that. Okay, let's see. Anybody want to share anything? and I believe it's *6. Let's see here. Q&A move. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to continue talking. If you want to share something, just go ahead and hit *6, and that should put you in my queue to for me to call in you. Okay. And really that's it. So the focus point is basically coming and getting familiar with our system, really spending time in the training vault, and everything is laid out there. The people that have the most success with our system, we see that. They come in, they go to the training vault, they inundate themselves, they start with the script that we teach, and they work their way up. All right, so I see Lorraine Mills here, phone number ending in 2149. I'm going to go ahead and unmute your line so you can go ahead and speak. Go ahead, Lorraine.
Hey, that's Kimberly Ochwangi here
so
in Pittsburgh. And my question, I have a question more than a testimony or anything to share.
Okay.
And my question is, let's say you have a new person, someone that's just brand new in the home-based business, working to become professional at it.
Okay.
They have never really spoke to anyone on the phone before. Would you recommend going straight to P3, or would you recommend, P1, getting familiar with the script and the line that you're going to use to, with your MLM,
right,
how you're going to ask them questions? What's your take on that?
If they have never been on the phone at all, even in their experience outside of network marketing, I will not have them go to P3 right away. That's a recipe for disaster. That's too much.
Correct.
That's like somebody that doesn't know how to swim, and you're putting them on a surfboard.
Okay.
So yeah, I would have them hang out at the P1, P2 level, and make some calls. And I tell people that the first 500 phone calls is just practice. That's where you just learn your script. Okay. And the little tip that I'm going to be sharing, on this call will actually even show someone how to learn their script without ever, really, putting themselves in a situation where they can get rejection. Because that's the number one reason why people, may, be stopped. They're like, I know it's going to take a few calls to learn this, but in the process of learning, they may get some shutdowns, and that really, demoralizes them, so that it's hard for them to go through that learning process. So I'll share that too as well. Anything else, Kimberly, or are you good?
That was my major question today.
Cool. So you can, I think you can press *6, and that should drop you back off.
Okay.
Let's see here. I have, I think it's Alexander. Phone number ending in 5981. I'm going to open up your line. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is me.
What's your name? Is Alexander?
Percy Alexander.
Percy. Okay. Where are you calling from, Percy?
I'm calling from Queens, New York City.
Queens, New York. You sound like you have a Trinidad accent. Is that right?
Well, you're right.
Cool. I'm from Trinidad.
Oh, right. I have a history. Yeah. You're from Trinidad. I thought you were from Guyana.
Oh, okay. So
I don't know
so you got a heavy accent, so maybe I might translate for you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. No, good. No, listen. I just got in the other day, about 2 months now, and there's something. I don't have any testimony as yet, but I'm trying. But I'd like to talk to you. If I could call you, not on this line. I'll talk to you. I want something to talk to you about. That kind of privately between you and I. Can I have your phone number?
Right. Well, I would say just go ahead and put in a support ticket. Kind of state what you're trying to do. My time is very limited, but put in a support ticket, and I'm very engaged with support. And depending on what it is, we'll see if we can help you out.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'll put in a support ticket then. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome.
Thank you, but I'm working. I'm trying. I think I'll get off the ground in a short while.
Cool. All right,
okay,
cool.
Thank you very much. Good enough.
Okay, so Percy is a new member. He said he hasn't been fully engaged right now. I'm translating, so anyway, that's him. Phone number ending in 4542. I'm opening up your line. Now it's open. Hello.
Okay, yeah, this is Victoria in San Antonio, Texas.
Victoria.
Hey, Okay, real quick. I have two members, two new non-paying members that signed up. One of them wanted to ask if they can do, is there like a trial run that they can use the system before they pay?
No, there's not a trial run per se. I think you're talking about like a free trial.
Yeah, free trial. I think I saw it like in the contact management under when you put your notes. It says free. One of them was free trial or something like that. I think it was 50 days or I forget what it was.
Right. It probably says they opt into the free video. The free video. You know, so that's a good question there. Sometimes we get this. Sometimes not a lot, but sometimes people either they don't look at our whole presentation, or they misunderstood it and they say, I thought the system was free, or what's the free version, okay? And, and this is a good answer if you ever get this. We teach a free approach. And if you go back to watch the sales video, you might catch it a little bit more. We teach a free approach where to get access to the free approach, it is $15 for all the tools that they need to do that. And one of the analogies I like to say, it's kind of like if somebody was selling a training course on how to use Gmail. Well, Gmail is free, but the training course on how to use Gmail effectively is what somebody would be paying for. So that's what that $15 is for them to get access to the system, where it's pretty much the free approach we teach, where you have all the tools, you get the scripts and all that stuff, and you can apply to do that way. Plus is a good gauge too. I know some guys actually up in Canada that they use this as a pre-qualifier, meaning they introduce this to their team, and if they don't see enough value to pop the 15 to invest into their business to get started, they don't even work with them any further. It's a good gauge in that sense.
All right. The other question with the other person is they don't have a PayPal account. They don't like to use PayPal, and they want to know if there was a different way to pay because they no longer use PayPal.
Yeah, you can collect money however you want. So you can collect a check from them. You can have them pay you through Google Checkout or Payza or any other means. They can send you the money, $15, and then you can go into your back office and mark them as paid manually.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
So on the View Member page in the back office, there's a link to mark paid, and there's a video that explains that and shows you exactly how to do that. That's where you'll probably want to go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. So
all right.
I'm going to
awesome training call.
Awesome, you're welcome. Okay. I'm going to the caller ending in 0891. Okay, and if you have, I want to make this segment a little specific to success stories that you're having. I'm going to open up the line in an open fashion to answer, any technical questions and all that stuff as well. But I want to hear some good success stories as far as what are some results people are really having with this and their team members and all that good stuff. All right, so caller ending in 0891. Your line is open.
Hey there, it's Michael Babcock here. Wanted to jump out actually. Haven't actually made too many phone calls with the system and with the numbers provided, but I wanted to thank you guys for providing an accessible format for blind and visually impaired individuals. And I just discovered yesterday that you can even export your contacts into Excel. So if you're using another service like Phone Burner or something like that, you can actually go through the calls real quickly and be able to speak with a lot of people. So I'm going to be implementing that into my business later on today, actually, and then be documenting my progress over on my blog. So this is an awesome opportunity. One thing I did have a quick question for you, and hopefully you can answer it, and let me know if you don't want to answer it now. But is it acceptable to provide this as a bonus to individuals who join your team, or must you collect the $15 on it?
No, you can provide it as a bonus to people on your team. That's up to you. You have full control of that.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that wasn't any sort of violation of any terms or conditions.
Yeah, no, you can apply it as a bonus if you wanted to. The most people that I see do it, they really do the cool bribe approach. On the P2, because it creates more of a more of a serious person, because then you're not really asking them for a lot, $15, and then the same way they're going to duplicate that, which is a better process for them, in the sense that their new members that they're going to bring in, this is going to be the normal thing. Hey, here's a cool system to use. If it makes sense, it's $15, and that is a much better duplication process because now you're getting someone that's a little bit more vested. They're going to at least take the time to log in and watch your training videos in the script. If they pop the 15 plus, for majority of the people that are getting started or don't have a big business, which is, a lot of people, majority of the people don't have big businesses, okay, to start with. Those little $15 payments create positive reinforcement. It shows like, wow, something is happening. So, $15 is not life-changing, but if you got 1 or 2 sales, a day like that or, a few of those a week, somebody feels like, oh, man, I made some money, but I have some good prospects in here, and it creates a good psychology, thing. Because one of the things I think one of the challenges, the frustrations, is that when the reward is too far away, we tend to lose the desire. So sometimes, you go to a company event or you go to, you get involved with a company and you hear about the car bonus, or you hear about, if you hit, you bring in 10 people and they bring in 10 people, you're going to, get this big thing. And it's so far away to achieve it that you're just like, that's not for me.
Right. And four payments gets you $60, and it's like, hey, that's $60. That's, for some people, a prepaid cell phone plan payment. So that's what I really like about the program. And
it's enough that the following week, they're going to say, you know what, it's worth it for me to continue to make some more calls every day.
Yep.
That's all we want to do.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah, because in reality, that's what it takes. It takes a period of time where you're doing this grunt work to build your business, and then the big reward, by the time it's there, you can make a choice if you want to continue to do that grunt work, or you're just going to, basically teach that to your team, So cool. Caller ending in 3779. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Sidney Lloyd. I'm calling in from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I was calling with 2 questions. Basically, I have had success in promoting the system, and I wanted to know, do you have to mark the purchaser paid before the purchaser's back office is activated? That's the first question.
No, you don't have to. If somebody you refer from somebody to the system, they would they would create an account, on that join page. They create an account, username and password, and then when they log in, the system is going to automatically create your PayPal button inside of their back office. So when they click to make the payment, they pay you directly. Okay. And and if you have the right settings, in your PayPal, it'll automatically mark them as paid for you. But you'll get notified as well, so that you can log in. And if sometimes there's a little bit of a delay for that to happen, like 15, 20 minutes, but you can always manually mark them as paid after you receive the money as well.
Okay.
And that's whether it's P1 or P2.
And I was curious because of the last caller's conversation regarding people who don't have PayPal or don't care to use PayPal, and if they send money directly to me, then I would select Paid in Full, and they would be activated, correct?
Correct. Now, what you want to do in that situation where someone pays you outside of the system, have them log into their back office and click the button as if they were going to pay you. That triggers the code for them to show up in your marked payment section so that you can do that properly.
Okay. Now, my next question, can we export leads into the contact manager? Let's say we have leads or purchase leads or have leads or business acquaintances we want to put into the contact manager to use the contact manager as a means to connect with. Can we export?
No, you mean import the leads into your contact manager, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, we don't have an import function for that. They're working on a function to add a lead. So if you came across a lead or a contact that you wanted to just add them into your contact manager, they're working on a function for that. But to mass import leads into the system, currently there's not that function for that. I'm not really sure if if it's worth it right now to add that in or not. So that's my answer.
Gotcha. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, cool. All right, so next caller here, ending in 8052. Tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Hey there, Ryan. Coach Cola here.
Hey, Coach Cola.
Yeah, I have a couple. First is comment, and then I have a question at the end. And my comment initially, basically, I appreciate this session you put together, and I like the fact that you talked about your first 500 calls is just practice because people get so discouraged and they quit. And I have a good foundation of seeing where what you're saying is absolutely true, and I just want to share this. At one point, I was training director for a network marketing company, and we put together 12,500 square feet office. We put computers in it, we put telephones in it. We had about 200 network marketers. We gave them stations, and we bought millions of leads, and we put them in phone burner.
Yep.
And their task was to make at least 500 calls a day. It was grueling, and they did. Eventually, we had to shut the system down because even though we trained them, we were not really calling the target market, which was network marketers who had training. And that's why this is so unique, because you're calling the right target market, but then you have to, the training is the key. You have to learn how to talk to experienced network marketers who are already doing their thing and have your expectation set correctly, because the expectation is to take people through the process and build relationships with as many people as possible. And I usually tell people, listen, before you can be great on the phone, you've got to get good. Before you get good, you're going to be bad, and before you're bad, you're going to stink up the place. Well, if you quit while you're stinking up the place, you're never going to get to the greatness. And if a person wants to be really a professional in this business, they should see the training you provide. One of the reasons I signed up is the training and the support that you give coming through those emails, because I said, now I don't have to train my downline, and I get everybody to get on this. And I tell them, use this kind of like as a loss leader. When you're talking to a network marketer, don't jump all over them with what you got. Ask them what you can do to help them. Ask them how they're getting their leads. Ask them how they can be talking to the to the right target market and build a relationship. And they will pay you $15 to advertise your primary business to them. And you should absolutely, if you're going to do that, you should absolutely go ahead and upgrade and set a goal to reach P3 and be a professional, because when you've made 500 calls, 600 calls, and you're good right now, you only want good people, people calling you. Now you can work maybe just an hour a day, talking to the right people, and you know exactly what it is you need to say to them to get great results and build long-term relationships.
Yeah. I have a couple comments on that. One is I know members, leaders in our system that they teach this to their whole team, and what they do. I know one guy particularly. What he does is he does three-way calls for his team. So he teaches them how to do what we teach, reaching out to networkers and whatnot. And after the person has gone through their initial presentation, on the second call, the follow-up call, they just do a three-way call over to him. So now he has people, 3, 4, 5 three-way calls that he's doing a day where his team is bringing these people that they met through MLM Recruit on Demand, and now that's all he's really doing. And then he's teaching them to do the same thing as they get better with it, where they can have their team call them with prospects to do their three-way call from there. So cool, man. Awesome. Are we good?
Excellent. So the question I have for you, maybe you covered it, but I missed it. But you talked about if you had the right setting in your PayPal, it will mark them as paid. I have had to manually mark every single person personally, and I hear somebody saying that they haven't had to mark anybody. So I'm wondering, how do you set it so that it marks them
On the profile page next to PayPal, you'll see something that talks about IPN. Just click on that. I think there's a video or there's a screenshot on it, and that will explain to you putting it. And basically, it's just basically a code that tells PayPal to ping back our website to let us know that you received that payment. So that's where you want to look into it. Cool?
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ryan. And great job. Great job. Awesome system.
Okay, next caller I have here is ending in 2689. Go ahead and announce your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's Roosevelt.
How you doing, Roosevelt?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I had just got started with, listening to some of the advice that the guys were giving. And I was a victim of that, getting frustrated, because can't get nothing done immediately. But I understand now that I got to set a time and keep doing it over and over and over and over daily for a while. Well, let me ask you a question about the leads. When you call those people, let me ask, how do they get on the list? Have somebody have spoke to them, or y'all did some research to find out what kind of business they was in?
Yeah, that tells me that you got to spend some more time in the training vault and go through all the videos there. So that's my first comment. Just to answer that question real quick, the leads that's there, these are people that have joined a network marketing program in the past. It could have been, I don't know, the company that's there could have been a company that they joined 3, 4, 5 years ago. We don't know. So it's a target approach, like what Coach Kula was alluding to, and that script that we teach aligns perfectly with calling out those people. So I try to encourage members not to deviate off of that approach. So we see sometimes people try to say, "Oh, it looks like you were once with this company," and they try to throw that into the script, and that really heads into the wrong direction. I'm going to be doing another conference call like this, where I'm going to call leads live and show, demonstrate doing the call live, which is pretty much, you can see that in some of my recordings, but I'm going to demonstrate it live so that you can actually have some real-time feedback, while I'm doing that. Cool?
Okay.
All right. I got next one here is 9240. I'm going to open up your lines here in a second. Before I do that, I want to hear, and I'm going to solicit for this, I want to hear some comments from people that may have, signed up people just recently from the system, or a team member that has done this. I want to hear some success stories. I want to hear what that sounds like as well. I want to take a few comments like that, so you just press *6 if you want to share anything like that, and you'll be added to the queue, and I'll call you. And then, we can take some more questions as well, too. So, phone number ending in 9240. Go ahead and say your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, my name is Michelle Pillow, and I'm calling from Lithonia, Georgia.
Hey, Michelle from Georgia.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Good.
I was calling. I got on at 3:05. What time? I guess my thing said my email said the training call was starting at 3. Sounds like y'all did it already.
Yeah, 3 Eastern time.
I am on Eastern time. It is 3:20 where I'm at now. 3:30.
Okay. Yeah, we started at 3.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I guess I was calling because the person that signed me up for this program, after they signed me up, just disappeared, went away. I don't know how. I talked 2 other people into doing it, but I don't know anything about it. Never listened to a training video or nothing. And it's been quite some time ago. I'm wondering, I guess I'm just influential because I'm like, look, I don't know how it works. You just said we're going to get some leads, go to this site, do that, and call me. So I did make some money, but I guess I'm really wanting to learn it. So where would you suggest I start?
Okay, good. I'll give some comments on that, but I'm going to actually open up the line to see if somebody wants to be brave enough to answer that question for Michelle. So Michelle's question is, hey, I'm brand new. Person that brought me into MLM Rod kind of disappeared, and what should I do first? So if you want to, comment on that, just go ahead and, raise your hand, and I'll add you to the queue here. So Michelle, it looks like phone number ending in 3926. Looks like they want to comment on that. I'm going to assume that. So I'm going to open up the line here. 3926, where are you calling from?
Hey, Ryan, this is Ivan.
Hey, Ivan.
How are you doing?
Good. Where are you at?
I'm in the mountains above San Diego with a beautiful view.
Cool. Are you going to comment on Michelle's question?
Yeah, I think I will. Good. Basically, Michelle, what you need to do is just go in and start watching the training. Watch the videos, make some notes, and then follow the training. I mean, there's a lot of shortcuts, but, if you want to run this as a business, Ryan had laid everything out. I mean, this is an absolute, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this. Just watch the video. Ryan has been very, very thorough. I don't think I've ever seen a program like this. It works like a champ, and all you have to do is just follow what he's saying. I mean, it's everything is laid out, but you have to watch the video. I know people would like to see shortcuts, but again, we all know there's no shortcuts to a paycheck. There's only one way to do it, and that is watch the training, and then again, have your questions, and then shoot it back to Ryan, and he will be more than happy to help you out.
Yeah, well, I'm active. I mean, it's been about 2 or 3 months ago since she signed me up.
Yeah, so you want to log into your back office. Go to the MLM Recruit on Demand website.
Okay.
If you forgot your login information, there's a forgot password link there, so you can use that, or you could always reach out to support at the least. And once you log in, go to the training vault and just go through all those videos there specifically. Cool,
okay.
Michelle.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Ryan, can I say something more?
Yeah, go ahead, Ivan.
Okay, well, what I think is unique about your program is that the people we are calling is definitely our target market. I mean, considering we are all in network marketing. And it really doesn't matter what company you're with. The ideal thing here is that we start the conversation with everybody about their present business. And then before we know, we're going to be talking about whatever company they are with, and we're going to congratulate them if they're still with the company and what have you. And well, I wouldn't like to say job, but our whole purpose of making that phone call is to get people signed up for the $15. Now, after they sign up for the $15, then you build in this magic little button, okay? I mean, where do you want to see the recommender's primary business? That button, it works 99.9%. There is absolutely no doubt. Now, if you had started out talking to a new person and you ask them if they want to listen or they want to watch a video about your business, they're going to tell you how busy they are, and they have no intention to click on your business. But interestingly enough, after they pay their $15 and they come inside the MLM Rod business and they take a look at that, before they watch any videos, they're going to click on that button to see what is this dude doing, that is actually, calling me this program. Yep. So, in other words, you got a home run 99.9% of the times, where if you went the other way, chances are you won't be very lucky. So I think this is ingenious. It works like clockwork, and I can only congratulate you for laying this wonderful platform out for everybody in this business.
Cool, Ivan. Appreciate the comments.
You're welcome.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to. I just cleared the queue here, so if you need to say something, you have to press *6 to get added back to the queue. Couple comments. One is I'm going to share, or if you haven't made any calls yet, I'm going to share the little trick that I talked about that will teach you the script. I'm going to share this here in a minute. Now, before I share that, I want to reinforce, I heard Ivan said it. I heard a couple other callers said it on the line today. This is the target market. And why network marketers? I think that sometimes, people don't understand why, because one of the objections that people may have is like, why would I call on network marketers? They're involved in something already, okay? And some people come in with that, and I think when I was first introduced to it, I had that same thought. I'm like, why would I call network marketers? They're already involved in something. I'm just wasting my time. And that's actually very, very inaccurate, okay? Statistically, most people join a network marketing program and they never really make any big success. That's statistically. So there's a chance if you present your program correctly, and there's an opportunity for someone to make more money with you, there's a good chance they're going to want to, work with you. And basically, and write this down. Okay, there are 4. All the leads that's in MLM Recruitment, they fall into 4 distinct categories. What I call the A's, the B's, the C's, and the D's. And this is the reason why we call them network marketers. It's the fastest way to get to the A's and the B's. Okay? Now let me define these 4 areas. And I don't know if you ever heard this from me before. Everybody in the MLM Recruitment leads are in one of those categories, A's, B's, C's, and D's. A D is somebody that you bring into your business, and in the course of the first 12 months, they never bring in any more than 2 or 3 people into the business. So write that down, D's, 2 or 3. Then a C is somebody you bring into the business, and they may bring in 15, 20 people in the first year. Okay? Then the B's are somebody you bring in, and they may bring in, between, let's say, 35 and, 70, 80 people in the first year, maybe 100 people. Okay? That's your B's. And then the A's is somebody you bring in, and in the course of a year, they can bring in 2, 3, 4, 500 plus people. Okay? So obviously, the people that we want to recruit is the A's and the B's, right? So, shake your head up and down. That means yes. Okay? And everybody wants to recruit the A's and the B's. Absolutely. That's what you want to do. Now, the fastest way to get to the A's and the B's is recruiting in the network marketing pool, because 90% of the people in the network marketing pool are in the C or D category. Okay? So the odds are you're going to be talking to a lot of C's and D's, but they will lead you to the B's and A's because they got sponsored by a B or A in something already in the past, and they can make that personal warm introduction. They've been to a convention with that person. They've been to the person's house already. That's how you'll get introduced to the A's and the B's. I was talking to a gal, was it last week or the week before? She's brand new in our system, only a few weeks. Brought in a guy, and from making the calls, she brought in a guy, and in a couple of days, he brought in a guy that was able to bring in like 300 people into the business because he had a big network. She didn't bring in that guy directly. She brought in a guy that was average, but he knew somebody that can really do a lot of numbers. So that's the fastest way to get there. Another analogy is, I like to do my football analogy, is if, these football teams, let's say they need a guy, to kick a 50-yard field goal, then the best strategy is to go recruit someone that can kick a 50-yard field goal already. And then the second best strategy is to go recruit somebody that knows somebody that can kick a 50-yard field goal so they can bring them in. Again, that's the reason why we target network marketers. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit before I go any further here. I'll take a couple comments. I see a couple people in the queue here, and then I'll share that strategy on how to really learn your script easily. So phone number ending in 8090. Just open up your line, say your name and where you're calling from.
Ann, St. Petersburg, Florida.
Hey, Ann from Florida.
Hey, my question is this. What is the best, or maybe a couple of ideas for the best way to immediately take them for $15 to $100?
I would say I wouldn't say there's a strategy. If somebody, and I guess set the stage for me. Is this somebody that's in your existing team, or this is somebody that you spoke to that's involved in another business and you introduce them to MLM? Give me some more information.
When you're talking to a brand new person that's like, yeah, I want leads. I have another business that I work, but I also like the idea that, bringing in $115 in my pocket right away.
Okay, so this is somebody that's involved in another business. They're not in your primary business, right?
Right.
I would say the way that, you want to handle that, because I wouldn't say there's a strategy for it, is, somebody comes in, they come in at the 15, you get notified. There's a whole bunch of notifications there. You get notified, when they come in. You get notified when they click the yellow box to take a peek at what you're doing, right?
Right.
I would use those opportunities to call those people, and I would let them know. Somebody clicked the yellow box, and it's been a few hours, and I got a chance to call them back. I would say, hey, just wanted to touch base. Hey, I just got a notification that, around 11 o'clock this morning, you were in the back office, and you clicked the yellow box to look at the business I'm in. And they're like, oh, wow, how do you know that? And I'll tell them, hey, the system actually notifies you on that. So as you invite people to take a look at this as well, people will be looking at your business, and they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And then I would just make myself available. Hey, if you ever have any questions, I can point you in the right direction, because there's a lot of videos there and everything, but I could probably save you, the time to find the video, and I could tell you where to get it quickly. So if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And then I might drop the cool bribe. Depends if you're, depends where you're at, or what you're trying to do. I might tell them, hey, if you're ever thinking about upgrading, to the P2, give me a buzz back, because I may have a way to, to give you a little discount when you're doing that. And that could either be waiving the 100, or that could be, working out a deal with them. I don't know. I might drop that. It depends on your strategy.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I've got a couple people on my team that
right.
that actually just want to sell the deal and make the $100, the $100.
Okay.
And they're people with big databases, and they just want to sit down there and make their $1,000 a week, and substitute. I've got two of them that are actually on Social Security with downlights from years, and they just want to call them and say, hey, I've got a deal. It's it's
right. Well, in that situation,
$5 come into right. it. People will do that, and I will tell you why. Because I have been doing a deal that's $400.
Yeah.
So yours is the best deal going for the type of leads, and all you have to do is pitch it the right way, and you're going to have people panting to come into this service. I've already experienced it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I want to do is try to figure out how to just say, look, just jump in. Here it is. Do it. You've got the money. Come in and do it.
Yeah, you can try it out for yourself. If you see the style of my videos and everything, I'm not the heavy, hey, you got to sign up right now kind of person. I like to just make myself available, and I think people will see it, and we see it all the time. We see, people just naturally upgrade. So I think that if you make yourself available, you let them know, hey, here's some of the benefits of why you might want to upgrade, and you let them know that, then let them make the decision. But that's just probably as deep as I could get on that. If somebody else has some comments about that, I'll be happy to hear that. Anything else, Ann? Or are we good?
For the moment, we're good on that. I just was trying to figure out a way to help some of my people that are struggling a little bit in another deal to make
right.
some immediate money. And if they could come in and know they have $100 every time they called, let me tell you, they would be like jackrabbits on those telephones.
I personally believe that if somebody picks up the phone and calls everybody that comes in at the 15 and and offers their help to say, hey, this is where you could find everything, I believe that they would get the upgrade fairly quickly.
Because what I'm experiencing is that people want to come in and say, well, let me see how this $15 one works first. Let me call these leads. Let me do something else and find out if this is going to work for me. And a lot of people just want to email them first without, getting on the phone and calling them.
Yeah.
And, I think that's great, but I think it's important that you follow that up with a call, because until people develop a relationship with you, they look at you. My inbox, I get 125 emails a day, and half of those are stuff I don't even want to hear about.
Yeah, totally, so that's why we push, get on the phone, and all that stuff, So,
yeah.
Cool, Ann. Thanks for sharing. Okay, I'm going to take one more comment here, and then I'm going to share my little trick here. So, phone number ending in 3683. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Malik Green calling from South Carolina, Columbia.
Hey.
I was calling because I really just joined the lead system. Somebody had brought me into it, and I was just joining. But I had a question with the payment button, the PayPal button. I was wondering, I did it, but I'm not sure if it's active because I had a sign up who wanted to do it, but I guess he never seen the payment button.
Right. On the profile page at the bottom, there's a link that says test your payment button. If you click on that,
I did. Yeah, I tried that, and it sent the $2 to my PayPal.
Oh, okay. So someone paid you already, but they did not get turned on as active.
It still says that they unpaid in their
unpaid number. Yeah. So then you want to go ahead and mark them as paid manually. But then you also want to go look at the IPN for your PayPal. So on the profile page, look at the instructions that talk about the IPN for PayPal, and that will answer that question for you.
Okay,
cool?
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So for my little trick here, and I'll share with you how this came about for myself personally. It's more than 15 years ago now. You know, when I got my first, actually it was my first deal that I joined, and I had quit, and then I moved to Florida, and I joined the same company the second time with a different person. So I was fairly young. I was in my early 20s, very, very shy, never did anything on the phone, heavy Caribbean accent. So the thought of trying to do something on the phone even was more scary because I felt like nobody could understand me, when I talked to them live. Imagine trying to do it over the phone. So that was scary. And I was very committed. I was showing up to every meetings. We did a lot of meetings, Thursdays and Saturday morning. And people would invite people to the presentation. And I would sit in the presentation. I heard it 1,000 times. And I would always get this sick feeling in my stomach like, why can't I get anybody to show up to these meetings? I don't know if anybody could relate to that. And one day, my mentor, he pulled me aside and he said, Brian, you are here for every training. You show up to every presentation. What are you doing? You never have any guests. I said, man, his name was Michael. I said, Michael, I really want to build this business, but I don't know. I can't figure out how to get people to come. I try to talk to people, but nobody's interested. And he saw my frustration, and he said, okay, I'll be willing to coach you. Now, he was very high up in the company. He was a very successful guy, and it was hard to get his time. So when he said, I'll be willing to coach you one-on-one, I got very excited, okay? And he said, under two conditions. He said, one is I need to listen to everything that he says, and two, I'm not allowed to have a comment or an opinion about it for 30 days. And he said, if I could accept that, we can work. If I don't accept it, no problem, and I can go back and do whatever I'm doing. So I said, I accept it. So he said, okay, cool. He said, run into the kitchen right there and go get the white pages. And I'm going to the kitchen. I'm like, what's this for? I don't understand. So anyway, I go get the white pages. I bring it to his desk. And he said that I'm going to have you make calls to people in the white pages because, we do local presentations, so we want to call people that's close by to the office. And I got more scared when he said that. And he said, here's your script. If anybody answers the phone live, you are to say, I'm sorry, I got the wrong phone number. And he says, hang up quickly before they could say anything. And I said, really? So that's your script. He said, you're not ready to talk to people live. And I said, okay. So I had less sweat coming off of my forehead after he said that. Okay. And I said, yeah, you're right. I'm not allowed to talk to people live. Thank you. And that was my script. And then he said, hey, if anybody answers, if it goes to the answer machine, here's a script. And I still remember the script. Okay. And I'm going to try to say the script right now without saying the company name. Okay. So if I got an answer machine, my job was to call and deliver the script to 50 answer machines, okay, every day before I could start my day. And I would normally do that at 9, and it would take me about 2 hours. So between 9 to 10:30, 11, I can deliver this to 50 answer machines, and I was done. I could do whatever for the day. And I would use one of these little stick mans. You know, you draw a little stick, and when you get to 4, you put a line through it, and now you have 5. And then I had to turn in my sheet to him, and he'll just sign it with his signature for that day. And I need to do that for the next 30 days. Okay, so it was low maintenance for him because I could comment within 5 seconds, he could sign it, and I'm off my way. And my script, if I got the answer machine, is, hi, this is Ryan Gunnis. I work with a division of the ABC company. We're expanding in your area, and we're looking for people that may want to work with us on a part-time basis. Okay, we have presentations on Thursday and Saturday morning if you'd be open to come by and take a look. And that was pretty much my presentation. Okay, and I would deliver that to answer machines. So my call to action was, hey, we have presentations on Thursday or Saturday morning. You know, if you have an interest and you want some details, give me a call back. My number is blah, 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 blah. And that was my script. And I would deliver that on 50 answer machines every single day. And if people answered live, I would say, oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong number, and I would hang up. Now, after about a week and a half, 2 weeks of doing this, I really got familiar with saying, hi, this is Ryan Gunnis. You know, I work with a division of the ABC company. We're expanding in the area, and, you know, we're looking for people that will be open to work with us on a part-time basis. We got presentations on Thursday and Saturday morning. If you have an interest, give me a call back. I got really, really good at saying that. I could do it in my sleep. And I can still do it now, and it's been more than 15 years ago because I said it so many times. That I built up enough confidence, and I said, man, the next person that answers live, I'm just going to do the same pitch I would do on the answer machine because I knew it so well. And, you know, and now mind you, before I share this, I would leave this on 50 answer machines, and I would get maybe 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 people to call me back. And he didn't give me any other script when they call me back. So people would call me back, and they would say, you know, Ryan, I got your message. You know, you guys are expanding in the area. You know, what is this about? And I didn't have a script for that. So I used to say, you know, hey, well, you know, yes, you know, I'm with the ABC company, and we're expanding in the area, and we're looking for people to work with us on a part-time basis. And we have presentations on Thursday and Saturday morning. Which one of those days is better for you? Okay? And because I basically said the same thing that they heard on the answer machine because I didn't have anything else to say. And, you know, and if they say, well, can you give me some details? I said, yeah, you know, we have a presentation on Thursday evening or Saturday morning that covers all the details so that you can know properly what this is about, which one is better for you. Okay? And I basically, that's all I had to say because I didn't know how else to say anything else. And people started coming to the presentations. Okay? And very, very quickly, I became one of the #1 recruiters in that office because I had 10, 15 people show up at a presentation. Okay, and to segue into what I was talking about, which is when the next person that, answered live, I just delivered what I would deliver to the answer machine. I delivered it live, and they would, a percentage of those people would say, okay, I'll come down to the office and I'll take a look. And I would just invite them to the office. And that's all I did. And I just became a maniac at that until I actually boosted my calls up to where I was making sometimes 250 calls a day, manually. We didn't have no dialers. It was all by hand, okay, out of the white pages, okay. And I'd have 10 or 15 people show up, and we would bring in 1 or 2 people, because at the end of the meeting, when the presentation was over, I used to sit my guests in the front, and this was my close. I would walk up to everybody in the front, and I would say, great, thanks. I hope you guys understood everything that was covered today. If you have an interest and you want to figure out what's the next step from here, follow me. I'm going to take you over to Michael's office because he's going to answer all the questions. And I would not make eye contact with anybody. I would turn around with my back facing them, and I would walk straight to Mike's office, and I would pray that somebody's there behind me when I get there. And that was it. And I'd get to Mike's office, and I'd have 2 or 3 people left out of the 8 people that were sitting down, or the 9 or the 10 people that were sitting down. And then I would say, hey, Mike, here's this person. And then he would take over from there. And I would listen to him, answer questions and whatnot, and little by little I got better. Now, he was great at that exercise that he taught me, where it was a disconnect was most of the people, and we would sponsor 1 or 2 people every single week. Most of the people never went on to build a big business. They, for one, they didn't like the idea of calling people out of the white pages. And 2, they weren't network marketers. They didn't know anybody else that was open to networking and building a business like this. So they struggled, and they didn't have the tenacity, or the timing in their life was not right for them to grind it out like I was, being a young 20-year-old guy that didn't have, too much responsibility. So never went on to build a huge business with that company, but I learned some very vital lessons there. And then later on, when I was introduced to recruiting network marketers, I got it. And I did the same process, and that's when things took off. Because now we were playing in the right pool. So when someone comes in and they say, yep, timing is good, I'm ready to jump on board, I got to introduce you to Johnny, because Johnny had 10,000 people in the last deal. And I say, ooh, we want to talk to Johnny. And that's how things really took off for us. So anyway, if you are in that place, okay, and again, you can press *6 if you want to share any comments from what I just said there, or any comments in general, you could be added to the queue. If you are in that place where you've been afraid to pick up the phone because you felt like you couldn't learn the script, or it was so scary to get on the phone, I invite you to do the same thing. Take the script, and I have an answer machine script, but I would say disregard that script. Take the script that you would have left, that you would have used if you talk to the person live, and deliver that on answer machine. So example is, let's say you have Mary as a contact. Okay, so let's say I'm in my back office. I got Mary as a contact. I never made any calls before, but I said I'm going to try this. I'm going to call. If Mary answers the phone live, I'm going to say, oh, I'm sorry, got the wrong phone number, and hang up. Okay, so I got a way out if I'm so scared of this. But I'm going to call Mary. If it goes to Mary's answer machine, I'm going to say, hey, Mary, this is Ryan Gunnis. I live down in Florida. I'm expanding my business. I'm in network marketing. I believe that you've been involved at some point in the past. Wanted to touch base with you to see if you might be open to taking a look at any good opportunities. If yes, give me a buzz back and I can shoot you over some information. My number is blah, 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 which is basically the script that we teach when you're talking to someone live. So I would say take that script when you're talking to someone live and deliver it on 50 answer machine messages per day. I guarantee you'll have a few people call you back. Maybe, but that's not the reason why you're doing it. You'll have a few people call you back, but that's not really the reason why you do it. Even if you had nobody call you back, if you did that, for, 5-6 days, if you could get to, let's say, the number 500, okay, and you may learn this way before that, but if you could do that to the number 500, you will be so versed at this approach that once you start talking to people live, it's second nature. And that's what you want to get. You want to be able to say it the way I just said that script, where it sounds like I'm saying it for the first time. I can slow down. I can pause. I can adjust to the person that I'm speaking to, because I'm not searching for my words. I'm not looking for a piece of paper. And that's how you learn it. So if you have any comments around that, *6 to do that, and then we'll wrap up this call here. So let's see here. I'm going to click. You can press *6 if you want to comment on that. If you're going to take me up on this, go ahead and press *6 and share with me one comment. Even if it's 10 seconds, one comment of, yes, I'm going to do this, and why I'm going to do it, if you're going to do it, and I'd love to hear that before we end the call. Anybody there? I don't see anybody in the queue. I guess we're good, right? We can end the call now? Okay, I see Michelle. You popped back in here. Go ahead. I just opened up the line for you, Michelle. Michelle? Okay, you got quiet. I'm going to go to the next one here. John Charles, 9024. You're on the line. Where you calling from, John?
Yeah, Ryan, good afternoon. John Charles from Toronto.
Toronto, Canada.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I really like what you're doing. I love the program, and all the little nuggets of picked up here this afternoon, I'm going to use it. And even like Ivan mentioned something there, which I think it's a very, very good idea. I'd just like to know what was the first sentence he used to get the person to pay $15, and then thereafter to go in to see what business they're involved in.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to call Ivan here. So I just took you off the line here, Charles. So Ivan, if you're still on the line, John Charles here wants to know, what's your approach to, to invite someone to take a look at the system. So if you want to share that, you can share that real quick. Phone number ending in 5706. You are on the line. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hey, Ryan. This is Ralph here in Houston, Texas. How are you?
Good, Ralph.
Hey, man, real quick, I got in the call like 10 minutes ago. I had left you a message prior. But where do we find this recorded call? Where is it going to be at?
I'm going to be putting it in the back office. It's going to probably be in the training vault section. I have my guys working on an area to put, recorded calls and whatnot. So I don't know exactly where it's going to be there on the site, but I think it's going to be on the training vault. So that's where you probably want to look out for it.
Okay.
And, and if people are getting good value out of this, shoot us some comments, send us a ticket, say, hey, I like this. Here's a suggestion. If you think we can do something different on these calls for you guys to get value. Because my goal is that everybody can, really have success in their business. They can start applying this. They can build the confidence to know that on demand you can decide, I'm going to go recruit a couple people today. When we thought of the name MLM Recruit on Demand, it has a specific purpose. For people that internalize this, they have that confidence. They know that, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to go sponsor, another person today in the business. And, it's 12. I think I'll do that today before 5. And they can just go ahead and do that. That's the kind of confidence that you can build when you know that you have an unlimited way to find prospects, and you know that systematically, if you reach out to these people, you'll have a percentage of people that's open to taking a look at your business. And for the people that are actively involved in something, you can create this relationship strategy that invites them to MLM Recruit on Demand. You make some money in the process, and you are building this pipeline of these kind of people, because that's actually where you'll be doing some of your recruiting down the road too as well. You'll be visiting some of these people, and that's how you recruit this kind of people. Cool.
Yeah, Ryan. Thank you, man. You are just awesome. We appreciate everything you're doing. This is just awesome. Thank you so much for today's training.
You're welcome. Okay, so last comment here is 3779, and then we'll wrap up the call here. 3779, you're on the line.
Yes, Ryan. This is Sidney Lloyd in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I wanted to just, first of all, thank you for the genius of what you're doing. And I wanted to also comment on the fact that what you shared with us is so very beneficial for those who are not accustomed to using the phone. I often tell my team that even though we're in a home-based business, we're really in a phone-based business. And it requires a skill of getting comfortable with the art that is dying, and that is the art of conversation, and to develop that trust and that connection with someone who's basically a peer. If you think of them, regardless of their success, they've had to travel the same roads as each and every one of those of us on this phone, and that is connecting with somebody. And your particular method that you used in the introduction as you learned how to get comfortable with the challenges of having an accent that was heavy, that's just a very powerful story right there in what you did by just leaving the messages. That was really eye-opening. And I hope the team members that I have on the phone actually heard that And I'm just really encouraged by the fact that you would even take the time out to have this call. I know you probably ran over. And I know in time there will be other calls that will praise you and give examples of their success that they have. I know it's coming, Ryan. Stay true to what you're doing. You're dead on. You're hitting the target market. We're providing value. The funded proposal concept is an excellent idea to compensate and to, basically help us afford our auto shipments. And it's a good way to continue to, as you said, develop relationships. So major kudos to you to having the idea to put this together. There's nothing else like it out there in the market. I've looked, and it's very affordable and it makes sense. So I just want to say we really appreciate you and keep up the fine work. Thank you very much.
Cool, Sydney. I appreciate that. I do. Okay. In final thoughts for this call here, if you don't even know what MLM Recruiting on Demand is and you just kind of snuck on this call, get back with the person that connects you to this and take a look at the system so you can understand it. And if you're serious about your business, I would say go ahead and get started and get plugged into everything that we have here. If you're in the business, if you're a member of MLM Recruiting on Demand and you really haven't dove into everything, I would say definitely log into your back office, go through all the videos in the training vault, and start making some calls. If the thought of calls is scary, do what I did, 15, 20 years ago, okay? And it'll get better. But, if you can't figure out a way to comfortably invite people to look at your business, then you really have to ask yourself, what are you doing in network marketing? Because that's the name of the game. It's building a team and getting this message out there. So you have to be able to do that, and you have to do it in a way that you can teach it in a comfortable way. So I hope you guys, really get some good value out of what I'm teaching here. And, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you much, 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 much success. So enjoy the rest of the day. Go make it happen, and we'll catch you on another call. Ciao, ciao. Oh, you know what? Before I end the call, I'm just going to say, I'll open up the lines, and everybody just say your name and where you're calling from, and we'll end the call that way. So on the count of 3, 1, 2.
Good morning, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Tammy Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah.